Bethany Scott here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am joining you for some downtime. It's a busy schedule these days, but I just had a box of stuff from a specific company that I really love, and really anytime I get something from them, there's chills, there's excitement, all that fun stuff. But I just wanted to spend a day looking at the things that I haven't used from them and seeing what I can pull out, seeing if I can challenge myself to do something a little bit different. So the company is Kindred Stamps, and this is not all one order, I promise. This is a few orders all thrown together. Audra, she's amazing. She comes up with some really great ideas, some fun craftiness, but this is one that I had my eye on for a while. It's a die set. It's a TV with, old school antenna and all the knobs and dials and everything. And she came out with some scenes to go inside of the TV. So this one is the galactic scenes. So we have some creative galactic friends. This one has animated pals, so some really fun and exciting shows and movies being referenced here. And then this is the animated royalty, so hello princesses. Hopefully you can see that there's not I can't really darken it, but we have a mermaid, we've got a oh gosh. What princess dances with all the edibles? Oh no, and it's not, I think that's Aurora. That's gotta be Aurora based off the hair. And then this one's gotta be Cinderella, and that one's gotta be Snow White. Yes, okay, I figured it out. And then this one, I might actually just make a card, like a bunch of cards. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Yeah. I mean, that's just an inside joke that will last probably for forever. But this one, this is Life is Like a Box of Chocolates. Actually, what is it called? War Friends. That's what the stamp set is called. But I just love it. Life happens, chocolate helps is probably my favorite quote on this set. And then this is actually complimentary set to a stamp set I already have, but is the Bayou Buddies. And when I ordered it, I was thinking Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is already passed, but that doesn't mean I can't have a frog princess. And I love I'd Kiss a Million Frogs for You. That's just, I love it. It's cheesy and fun. Anyways, this one is called Ocean Royalty. So this is our little mermaid friend and all of her friends. My life is oceans of fun with you in it. That one's probably my favorite quote. And then this is a dual set. This is Casita Familia and Extended Familia. And yeah, this one, my children are pretty much obsessed with this movie, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and I think I might just have to do a video with the kids playing with this one, so I'm gonna save that for them. This one's a guilty pleasure just for me, but also because Father's Day is coming up, and why not have a Father's Day with superheroes? So justice is served, and then you have a mix of some DC comic heroes, and I'll always be there during your darkest night. I love it. And then the other side of the comic world, the Marvel comic world. Isn't he cute? This set is called Space Heroes, and this, I forget if it was a vault release. I think that's why I got it. It was a vault release, so I'm not even sure you can get it again, but you can put it in your wish list if it's still on the site. I love there's no one like you except you. If you know, you know. Anyways, I really don't know what to play with. There's just a lot of fun. And I really like the princesses, but I also like this. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one of these cards. Now that I have my die cutting machine back up, as of this morning, which I'm so thrilled about because that took forever. Let's just be honest, that took way too long. But I I have been avoiding all things die cutting and embossing folder, but now I have the die cutting machine with a home. The last time I filmed anything using my die cutting machine, it was on the floor and it got bumped into and was pretty obnoxious. So we're gonna avoid all of that by actually finding my stamp, my ink. Here it is. I have been hiding certain things from the children. As much as I like to think they're gonna stay away from my stuff, they don't. So they're adorable, but they really love art and crafting. They just love to just explore my my crafty stash. And if you notice, my voice is a little hoarse. Yesterday I had no voice. 2 days ago I had some voice, and 3 days ago I had no voice. So it's kind of like, well, how long is this gonna go? I'm gonna have a voice, then not a voice, then a voice. I don't know. Hopefully it's not like, I don't know if you've been around the channel for a while. I had a stint, I would say a couple of years ago, and it was like on and off for 6 months where I had like no voice, and it got frustrating. Not gonna lie, it got very frustrating. So hopefully this is not that. It actually started out with symptoms nothing to do with voice, congestion, none of that. And this is the second time I've gotten sick in a month. So to say my body is probably really stressed out is not an understatement. So this hopefully will pass very quickly. As much as I like to say I'm going to save my voice, I'm not going to save my voice. I have 3 kids I got to chase around. It's probably not going to happen. I don't know that I like any of the sentiments, though. We might have to add a sentiment later. So I'm going to let it dry for a minute while I pick out my alcohol inks, and I'll be right back. I forgot that I already put them right next to me, so that did not take as long as I thought. But I'm going to sample a few of the shades of blue, just because I think that might be the one, but I want to make sure that it's not too blue where it's like, ooh, I just splattered some blue, because I don't want super dark. Yeah, be careful. Some of the bolder colors, when you haven't used them for a while, there's sometimes is stuff just pooled places. So fair warning. And that's just in general for alcohol markers. That's not exclusive to the Ohuhus. Yes, I said Ohuhus just so I can say Ohuhu. I love the name. Okay, so this is a very light blue. I think this is the blue I'm going to go with. Even though this guy is generally a darker blue, I don't want him to get washed out. And I cannot remember for the life of me what color his nose is. I want to say it's a dark blue. We're going to go with it's a dark blue. The nice thing about alcohol ink markers, though, is you can blend in very easily other colors. So if you're like, I always like to try to start with my lighter colors anyways. So if I determine I don't like that color, I can layer a darker, deeper color on top and call it a day. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put this darker blue, and yeah, this is totally the correct color. So we're just going to dive in. And make him even bluer, because that light blue is just not working. And because he has tufts of hair, if my strokes are not even gonna be bothered about it. And because he's such a darker color, shadowing and highlights, I'm gonna save for another day. Another day when I'm not on my way out the door to go do a 5,000 things. And I guess I could have left his middle a little bit later, but oh well. I just realized there was an opportunity for that, and I didn't take it. So let's see if this pastel blue, a little dark, no, I need even darker. I need the nose to be that dark, because we'll at least distinguish the nose. Alright, and then that's my alarm. I'm going to leave that in. I'm not going to cut it out. That is my alarm to tell me I have places to go. Alright, so this is a light, and it's too green. Let's see if this is yellow. Yes, okay. Duckies, you're yellow. You're going to be a quick yellow. And I'll find an orange for the beaks. And the Ohuhu set I believe I'm working from is it's a 200 plus set, but it has like the basic colors. So your bold jewel tones, your bright colors, all that. All right, those duckies were done very quickly. And now I'm gonna have to go work over here. I believe that's orangey enough. Yeah, that's orangey enough. Very bright orange. And I'm just tapping. I'm not even going fully coloring mode here, just because I don't want to blend in too much. And then we have coloring issues. I'm going to, let's see, the color edge of the book is blue-gray. And then it's a very light color. And then I'm going to color the pages I'm just going to do the edges. A shadow of gray. Because no pages are ever truly gray. Same thing with his eye. Just putting a dimensional shading gray in there. And then I think we are needing a pink. So let's put a peachy pink if we can find. Oh, that's rose. Rose red. Ooh. And this is coral pink. It might work though. Nope, too bright. Okay. Go into my flesh colored pinks. That is a different set. Yeah, that'll work. Not super bright. And our house has a small obsession with this little blue guy. I will admit that in college I had a little guy. He came with me into my bed every night. He was actually kind of a running joke between me and one of my roommates, and we just kind of kept it going. And so now that specific guy, he is currently residing in one of the girls' beds. He kind of floats between all the beds, but anyways, I'm going to go hunt down some paper and for my die cuts, and I shall be right back. So I have chosen to keep with the yellow theme. So I have the yellow, and I'm going to make the TV itself a tannish color. So I'm going to use some mint tape over here and put these down. And then my antenna, the knobs, that'll just be the yellow accents. We'll keep it simple. I could add a bunch of other colors, but I wanted to show you before I cut it down. I found some wallpaper, some Hawaiian wallpaper. If you can see really close, it actually does look like wallpaper. So we are creating a little scene around the guy. So I'm going to cut this off screen down to my A2 size card front. I'm going to die cut these, and I will be right back. Alright, I went ahead and die cut everything out and cut down my wallpaper. I have not cut out this little guy yet, mostly because I want to put the pieces of this down first. So I'm going to glue it because I'm not sure if I want to make a background for my little guy or not in the actual scene, the TV screen. I'm not convinced it needs one, is basically where I'm coming from. By the way, this is so wallpapery. I don't know if you can see that, but there's an actual texture to it. I do not remember where I got this paper from. It's probably 20-year-old paper because that's how long I've been paper crafting. Actually, I've been paper crafting longer, but we're not going to say how much longer. We're just going to say longer. I also did grab a tea, so my voice can slowly start working its way back because I was losing it right towards the end there of the last bit. So this, because it has all of those ridges, is going to need a little time and some pressure. So I'm actually going to throw on the Misty on top of it, or the Misty Mini. Or Junior? Is it Mini or Junior? I don't know. Someone tell me in the comments, please. All right. So my thinking is that this little guy, he's gonna need, let me just hand cut him out. And no, I have not found my fussy cutting scissors yet, so just ignore the fact that I'm using giant scissors to create a rough cut here. I am going to make sure that I leave enough space that there's white underneath the edge. I actually have not seen what people did with this. It was one of those, I just saw that there was a release with the TV set, and I was like, I gotta have it. And I didn't really even look at the samples. It was just, I gotta have it. So, so this is just a rough cut. It does not need to be exact by any means, but hopefully left enough space. Ooh, it's just to the edge. Wow. Yeah, okay. I was thinking I would put this on foam tape, but now, no. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these two together, and then I'm going to add a little edge to the scene. So not that part. I'm going to glue this. Glue, glue. And now, of course, having tea on my spot here is causing a cluster to happen. And I'm not super worried about this adherent. Why? Because it's going to get glued from the back anyways, so not a huge concern. And it is literally right at the edge, so my glue line I'm going to have to hand rub off here. Whoops. Forgot that it was that close. Okay, so I'll put pressure behind on that. In the meantime, this looks really great. And it just takes a few seconds of pressure. So I did have the foam tape ready to go, but I'm thinking that's not going to work for this. So I'm going to bring one of those grays back out, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, and I'll eliminate a shadow here. Whoops, wrong side. I'm going to just add an edge of the TV. You know how like the TV has they're the old school TVs have, you know, a 3D bulge to it. I'm just adding a slight shadowing, and I'll come back and finesse the lines. I just want to get that initial line down. And basically I'm popping the TV bubble, so to speak, out of the box. And that'll also maybe hide the fact that this edge really did not fully go to the edge. It's like a hair shy. So we're kind of covering that up too. And then, no, I'm not going to add any. I'm going to just keep it white. We're going to keep it simple. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and, nope, I'm going to pop this up on foam tape. I'm rethinking my decision, because it just needs a little bit more old school in the house, walk up to change the channels kind of vibe. But I will definitely reinforce that middle here, just to make sure this doesn't cave in on me. So yes, I am not too young to remember having to walk up and change the channel pre-remotes. Yeah. I remember when we first got a universal remote. It was so great. I shouldn't say we, my family. Yeah. Oh, why am I putting that away? I need it for the other stuff. Okay, so let's leave a little extra room at the top because the antennas are a little bigger. And I'm not going to like fully adhere that. Why? Because I just realized I didn't put the knobs on. All right, so I'm going to pop my antennas here up on foam tape. Antennae, I think that's how you pronounce multiple antennas is antennae. I don't know. It's antennas. Whatever. Someone can correct me grammatically, and I would not mind. So, I may be there already. I may not be, but my next nearest milestone on this channel is 900 subbies. And as of the middle of the filming of this, I'm 5 shy, I think, yeah. 5 shy when I just last looked. So, thank you to those who have already subscribed. And to those who are new, welcome. I am grateful you have decided to join in on the crafty fun. You may have heard me mention my children. They we have a couple of days coming up here that are off school, and I may or may not have promised to film. They are very crafty. In fact, this morning, my middle child, she risked being late so she could watch a YouTube video to learn how to draw Gabby Cat. Or Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse. Not Gabby Cat. Sorry. I misspoke. But yeah, she, was not bothered at all when I was like, you need to get clothes on, you need to, she was like, I'm going to do my own thing, Mom. I'm going to learn how to draw Gabby. And she needed to have all the colors. She went all out, and it was beautiful. And then she hung it up, and I'm like, can we get dressed now? And we got dressed less than 10 minutes before the bus arrived. To which one of the other moms at the bus stop, I said, you won't believe the time I got her dressed, because that's usually the time we are starting to walk out the door. That was when we were getting dressed. So somehow she scarfed down. Well, actually, she ate pretty slow too. She ate her breakfast after drawing and then got her clothes on real quick. And somehow we didn't have to do full sprint to the bus. But man, yep, my children love to craft. They love to draw. In fact, last year, she was in 5K at the time, was invited to the citywide art show with one of our art pieces from class. So I'm going to leave this sentimentless, and I'm going to call this thing done, because he is really adorable. And I'm going to, I don't know, the glue, it doesn't bother me too much that it's there. I could go back and forth with the gray and finesse it. But honestly, it gives it a little character. Maybe there's a crack in the glass on the TV. Maybe the kids threw food at the TV, because that's a thing, apparently. But whatever excuse we want to give for that little, because it's subtle, but it's there. I mean, you could see it from a distance probably better. But there's a little line right there where the glue was over gluing, because I forgot how close it was. So anyways, that is what I have for you. I cannot wait to play with the rest of the goodies from Kindred Stamps. Like I said before, I absolutely love Kindred Stamps. I have, in my dream box, I have about half a shelf worth, maybe a little bit more, of just Kindred Stamps items. And some of my favorite makes happen to be Kindred Stamps. So it's just a fun company, and really, really love the team there. They make me laugh during their lives, and yeah, we just have a lot of fun chatting around there. But anyways, so when the 900 subbies drops, I have 3 packets sitting. Actually, I pulled 2 more things out of my stash today that I was like, oh, and they are hot foils. They are hot foil plates. I pulled 2 hot foil plates to add to my giveaway. So you got a little hint of what is going to be given away for my 900 subbies celebration. I am also promoting the Cardmaker Success Summit currently. I will drop a link down below. I am not speaking in it this time, but I'm supporting and being happy for all of the speakers this time around. I just can't wait to see their presentations and find all the crafty inspiration that comes along with that. And I feel like I'm missing things. Oh yes, my Mary Kay shop I did my inventory for the year and decided to put some things on super discount and things that will never return to the shop. So they are in the clearance section. When they're gone, they're gone. So if it's something that you like or want to gift to somebody, grab it. Those are US shipping only though, unfortunately, because I can't afford to ship overseas. Sorry. Well, we can talk if you find something you really need. But I think that covers the bulk of my current announcements. I do have a few other things cooked up. I will be currently scheduled to be on Debbie J's Crafting Corner on Tuesday morning. Well, it'll be 11 a.m. my time, noon her time. So I'm Central Time, she's Eastern. And I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing, but I have an inkling. Based off of things I uncovered today, I think we might have to pull some of them out because I didn't realize I had some really awesome things hanging around. And well, hopefully my voice will be back by then because we are a chatty bunch. When I go on her channel every time, I feel like I become hoarse because we talk so much. But we are also crafting by the crafty seat of our pants and having a lot of fun along the way. So don't forget to join us over there. I will hopefully remember to drop an announcement on my own channel with a link to that live. But if not, I will drop it after the fact. So anyways, I think that's it for everything. I appreciate you joining me today. And for all of you new people, welcome to the wild ride. I am slowly revamping the crafty space, and give me about another week or two. I might have another tour update because I made some major moves of how I was storing certain things that just bugged me that they were stored incorrectly, and it just didn't feel like there was a flow. So now I'm starting to get a flow, and at some point I'll find those fussy cutting scissors too. So anyways, thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to find the joy in your day, and happy making. Bye.